Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, and I am the advocate for the reigning, defending, undisputed Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar. What's happening, guys, and welcome. And for the first time in a long time, the main event is back on the Main Event Talk live, as it takes place right here on Facebook. Now, there's a few things we've got to discuss, and obviously the biggest discussion we got to talk about is this whole thing with Kurt Angle and the big announcement that everybody wants to know about. And the main event has got a lot he wants to talk about, has got a lot he wants to say, has got everything he needs to say and a whole lot more. But before the main event gets right into the whole Kurt Angle situation, before the main event decides to spread his mind and speak what he needs to speak about Battleground coming up this Sunday, live on pay-per-view and on the WWE Network, I've got to talk about a few things. First things first, let's talk about, let's see, someone's here. I'm not a fan his real son. It's not his real son. I'm going to get to that. Trust me, I'm going to get to that. Just hang in there. Let the main event get his point of view out if you don't mind. But before I get the point of view out, I want to spread the word out on a couple things. Okay? The first things first. This past Sunday, the main event has been posting out a bunch of things that had the numbers 7, 16, 17. The significance of that date is quite simple. It belongs to me, it belongs to Michelle, and it belongs to Mondo. You know who these three are. All three of us have this one thing in common. This one thing in common that we have on 7, 16, 17. And you know what that means? That means we celebrate a birthday this past Sunday. Now, believe it or not, yeah, my birthday, by the way, was this past Sunday. I turn the big 4-0. I'm not kidding, guys. I'm actually 40 years old, if you can believe it or not. And as I heard from everybody else, you don't look 40 for me. Out of your mind? But yeah, I celebrated a birthday this past Sunday. It was tremendous. I was spending time with a friend, and it was cool that I had a chance to spend time with this friend, and I needed to, because that was probably the only thing I had for my birthday. And if you want to know what the craziest thing about my birthday was, I didn't even drink. I didn't even have a shot. I didn't even do any of those things. But that's all going to change. That's all going to change coming up this coming Thursday. You want to know why? Let me tell you why. Dr. Pepper, by the way. Because this coming Thursday, I got a bunch of good friends that are going to be coming along for the ride over at a place called Brewster Street. My friends, I got two friends, two bands that are going to be performing over at Brewster Street. If you haven't heard the word, it goes a little something like this. Ladies and gentlemen, as you guys know, my good friends, Shattered Sun, had put out a video for a song called Burn It Down. I believe they've also released another video. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet, but the main event's going to be looking at it soon. But if you guys have not heard the word, Shattered Sun is coming over here to Corpus Christi at Brewster Street Ice House on July 20th. And they're going to be featured alongside with my other good friends of Serpent to Saviors. I'm talking my good friend Homestar Runner, the lead singer of the band. I'm talking Matt Gongora, the Rob Arnold of the band, if you will, the best drummer on the planet, John Luna. All are going to be participating. My friends of Serpent to Saviors are going to be performing. Shattered Sun are going to be releasing their CD out, and if you guys have heard, you probably seen it on the Shattered Sun Facebook page, and it's spread all around, and it's true. Yes, Chuck Billy of Testament will be at Brewster Street. That's right. Chuck Billy will be there. Everyone is talking about this, including the main event. The main event plans on, and I'm announcing this right now because I've made my decision. It's going to happen, and I'm going to have no choice but to do it. July 20th, the main event player will be at the show this coming Thursday. That means Shattered Sun will be there. Of Serpent to Saviors will be there. Divided Overcome, or Divided Shall Come, or whatever other bands are going to be playing over there are going to be performing over at Brewster Street Ice House. The main event will be there. I'm going to show up. I'm going to be there to not only witness my friend Shattered Sun, to not only see my friends of Serpent to Saviors, and not only to get my hands on the new Shattered Sun CD that's going to be selling like hotcakes as soon as it shows up, but I'm going to be there to shake hands with Chuck Billy. Now, I know Chuck Billy doesn't remember me, but I'm sure he remembers Theo's from a couple of years ago when I shook his hand and welcomed him to Theo's. Well, I can't wait to see Chuck Billy in person. And I can't wait to support my friends Shattered Sun, and I can't wait to support my friends of Serpent to Saviors when it all goes down. So spread the word, everybody. Shattered Sun of Serpent to Saviors. The CD release party will take place over at Brewster Street this coming Thursday, July 20th. The main event. Get your tickets while it's happening. I know it's about $5, and I know that C101 plans on being over there. My good friends Monty Montana will probably be there, and the main event will be at Brewster Street. So spread the word, guys. It's going to happen. Can't wait for the release party. It's going to be tremendous. I'm probably only going to be there for the entire duration of the show, but afterwards, I have to work, okay? I have my reasons to work. You know how that goes. Okay, now, we've talked about the fact that this past Sunday was my birthday, Mondo's birthday, and Michelle's birthday. Happy birthday to you guys, by the way. And we also discussed the fact that Shattered Sun and of Serpent to Saviors are going to be performing over at Brewster Street Ice House July 20th. Tickets go on sale. They're $5, guys. If you want to go over there, $5. Spread the word. Chuck Billy will be there of Testament as well. Oh, and there's also one thing I want to do. If Chuck Billy can hear the sound of the main event's voice, Chuck Billy, I am here to tell you this. I want you, and I want you to hear this from me, because I know that there's every single thrash person over here at Corpus Christi that are begging. We've had several bands that have come out here, not just Shattered Sun, not just of Serpent to Saviors, but it would be great if we were to have Testament come to Corpus Christi. Yeah, it would be great to have Testament come over. I don't care how much money we have to spend to bring you guys. The main event wouldn't mind practicing what he preaches. The main event doesn't mind going for the New Order. I don't care if I have to set this a trial by fire. I don't have to worry about that. I don't care if I have to return to serenity. I don't care. The point is, I want Testament. I want to see Chuck Billy. I want to go there, shake his hand, say hello, and thank him for bringing Shattered Sun along for the ride. And I'm hoping that we somehow bring Testament here to Corpus one time, and the main event wants to be there when it all goes down. Okay? Now, we've discussed all this, and now let's get to what we need to talk about. Let's talk about this big, huge announcement about Kurt Angle, about this whole thing. And I know that there's a lot of people that want to know my point of view of things, and I know that some people are probably wondering what I'm wearing. Check it out. I got this over at Hot Topics. Big shout out to them, by the way. I bought the Kingslayer shirt of Seth freaking Rollins. That's right, Seth freaking Rollins. This shirt's badass. I even got another shirt inside that I'll probably wear pretty soon. It's a Transformers shirt that I can't, that I hope to wear very, very soon and everything, and just, get it out of the way and display. So now, let me discuss what I need to talk about. This whole thing with Kurt Angle. Everyone's been making this big buzz. This whole thing about Kurt Angle, talking about this big announcement, and everyone's been curious about what this announcement's about. And I had a chance to, a while back, my brother had put back the PlayStation 3 in the living room, and I had a chance to look at the WWE Network. I had a chance to look at a few things, including the Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view, which, by the way, was an awesome pay-per-view. I digged it, I love it, and I can't wait for Battleground coming up this Sunday, live as it happens on the WWE Network. Now, I had an opportunity to see the whole documentary with Kurt Angle last Monday, and it was a very interesting documentary, and I was really surprised with some of the things that are happening. There were several things about the documentary that I already knew about and you already knew about, stuff about him being on painkillers and him talking about, Olympic gold medalists. And let's see, what was the best show on the Great Balls of Fire? Best match. The best match, I'm going to say one of the two best matches. Obviously, the Samoa Joe Brock Lesnar match was good. But if I were to pick one that was the all-time great, I got to go with the Iron Man match. I got to go with Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus and Cesaro. That to me was the best match, because it was an Iron Man matchup, and even though the Hardys lost, you got to give credit to Cesaro and you got to give credit to Sheamus. They knew what they had to do in that ring, and they knew what they had to do to win. That's why they're the tag team champions. I really see this tag team going very, very far. The Hardys, we're all hoping for the Hardys to come out with the broken gimmick, so to speak. Now, I've seen part of the broken gimmick in TNA Wrestling. I'm hoping we see a whole lot more of that and so forth. So I can't wait for that. But let me get on with this whole thing involving Kurt Angle. Let me get involved with this whole thing. I see my boy Joseph from Shattered Sun is watching. What's going on? How's it going, Joseph? And Joe, just to let you know, tell Marcos, tell Michelle, tell everybody that I'm going to be at Brewster Street this coming Thursday for the CD release party. The main event's going to be there. I'm going to be there, and I'm going to see you guys perform live, and hear, get the CD and everything else like that. And I'm going to get a chance to not only see you guys and see Servants and Saviors, I'm going to get a chance to see Chuck Billy as well. So you spread the word, the main event's going to be there. Now, continue on talking with Kurt Angle. I was interested in the whole documentary. I loved what he had to say. I knew about his drug problems and everything. And it was also very, very interesting that Dixie Carter appeared in that documentary. And I was very, very surprised. Not only the fact that Dixie Carter has shown up in the documentary, but also the fact that, did you notice that it said former president of TNA Wrestling, Dixie Carter? So that kind of told me, okay, either she's still with the company or not with the company. I'm not sure how this goes and everything, but it's just tremendous. Let's see. Oh, cool. I see Louis. Louis in the house, and the best drummer on the planet, John Luna. What's going on, John? How's it rolling, guys? And just to let you know, and John, I'm telling you the same thing like I told Joseph earlier. I'm going to be at Brewster Street this coming Thursday. The main event is going to be there when the Serpents and Saviors play live as it happens. I'm going to be there when Shattered Sun plays live. I'm going to be there to get my hands on the CD, and I'm going to be there when Chuck Billy, A Testament, arrives. And I'm also, and I don't care how I do this, I'm going to ask Chuck Billy to get Testament to come over here to Corpus Christi, perform live at Concrete Street, and here's the idea. You get Testament, you get a Serpents and Saviors, you get Shattered Sun, you put them on one stage, and you blow the fucking roof off that damn joint. That is going to happen, and the main event will be there. Don't forget that. Now, let me continue on with this whole thing with Kurt Angle. Dixie Carter obviously made her appearance, and for the past couple of weeks, Kurt Angle has been getting all these crazy messages. Corey Graves has been getting some ridiculous messages as well. We weren't sure exactly what these messages were about. All of us were thinking that Dixie Carter was going to show up in WWE. Now, in my opinion, if Dixie Carter were to actually show up on WWE, believe it or not, this is the truth. You know how TNA wrestling has been kind of, sort of been a little bit messed up and everything. It's doing okay right now, but you know how it's been. TNA wrestling has not exactly. All of a sudden, I'm hearing it's not TNA wrestling anymore. It's not Impact Wrestling anymore. It's Global Force Wrestling. So I don't know exactly what's going on with that company. I know Jeff Jarrett owns the company now, but it's a bunch of crazy things. But we all expected Dixie Carter to be the big announcement for Kurt Angle. So, Kurt Angle comes out. And I'm going to give you the forte and I'm going to let it lay out like I always do. So, Kurt Angle makes this announcement. He goes ahead and he's wanted to make this public for a while. And the only person that knows anything about what's going on is Corey Graves. All of us were expecting Dixie Carter to come on. I know you guys were expecting it and I was expecting it. I was expecting that to happen. So, here's Kurt Angle coming down the aisle, doing what he has to do, and talks about how years ago he dated a lady. He dated some girl. And apparently was pregnant after the date. 9 months later, out comes some kid, and it was revealed that Kurt Angle had a child years gone by. And then all of a sudden, Kurt Angle reveals who the son is. And who's the son? Hold on a second. I wish there was a beer right now. I wish. By the way, I haven't had a beer in the past 3 weeks. But that'll all change this coming Thursday. But anyways, so Kurt Angle makes the announcement. And when he announced that it was Jason Jordan of American Alpha, let me kind of give you an idea. The moment when Kurt Angle mentioned that it was, Jason Jordan, I'm going to give you a few reactions, okay? Watch this. The reaction was, what the hell just happened? That's the reaction of every single fan that watched that episode. And was it bad? I don't know. And honestly, honest to God, this is the truth. I don't know if that segment was bad or if it didn't shock the living hell out of anybody. Because, honestly, I'll tell you this straight up. I was not that much in shock. But I'm like, okay, where are we going with this? Because here comes Jason Jordan coming down, suit and all. Now, we all know who American Alpha is. We all know who Chad Gable is, and we all know who Jason Jordan is. Now, to me, this tag team is one of the best tag teams that I've seen in years. When I see a tag team like that, obviously, the first few tag teams that come to mind is the Steiner Brothers. The Steiner Brothers from a long time ago, the old Steiner Brothers. And then, when you think of another team, you think of the world's greatest tag team. You remember them, right? Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas. I mean, unquestionably some great athletes right there. When you look at these teams, you think of American Alpha. American Alpha, when you think of them, you think of those teams right away. They're a great tag team. They did well. But lately, you can, if you've been watching SmackDown Live, you notice they haven't been using American Alpha that much lately, because when you see the way the tag teams are right now, I mean, you got the Usos right now who are hot as they could ever be. And to me personally, I dig the Usos how they are now. I mean, this is the best they've been in a long, long time. And them feuding with the New Day, I mean, hell, I like how this is going. And I'm hoping that the New Day does become tag team champions. I do hope it happens. But they haven't really done anything with American Alpha. You figured they would do something with them at least. And then, here comes the stepping part. Okay, you got Chad Gable, who's all alone. We don't know what happened to Jason Jordan, but we know that Chad Gable had competed in several singles matches, including a match he had with AJ Styles. You remember that matchup a couple of weeks ago? I was watching that matchup, and I said to myself straight up, this dude is a great competitor. This dude is a tremendous athlete, and I don't see any reason why Chad Gable should not become a singles competitor. I don't see anything wrong with that. But where does that leave Jason Jordan? Where does that leave him? Well, all of a sudden now we find out that Kurt Angle has a son. His son's name is Jason Jordan. Like I said, it's hard to either be in shock or be like, wow, you know? And think about this, guys. Okay, Jason Jordan's coming down the aisle. Now, what's the first thing you notice when you see Jason Jordan? What's the first thing? His head's not shaved. He's a great athlete. He's tremendous at what he does in the ring. And what is it about Jason Jordan that rings out something is wrong? I'll tell you what it is. You see it, I see it. If you know what I'm doing here, the main event is showing an idea of what I'm talking about. And basically what I'm talking about is the fact that Jason Jordan coming down the aisle, he's not white. He's black. Well, you had to say it. Frank, you had to say it, okay? You had to, okay? But yes, Jason Jordan is black. And I already saw all the memes that were coming out and everything else like that. The moment Jason Jordan came out and was revealed as Kurt Angle's son, here's the thing that comes to mind. Now, and this is the truth. I'll tell you this straight up. I'm really getting tired of all of these ridiculous storylines that have something to do with a long-lost family member or someone that became a long-lost brother. And you remember that whole thing with Mr. McMahon and Hornswoggle? You remember when the little midget all of a sudden becomes a McMahon for what? That 1 month or that 1 week or that one time? I mean, holy crap. So Hornswoggle becomes the long-lost son of Mr. McMahon. So basically, that's Stephanie McMahon's little brother and Shane McMahon's little brother. And we know how long that lasted, okay? We know how long this lasted. Now, Jason Jordan becomes the father of Kurt Angle, okay? Now, I saw the interview. I saw it took place after Monday night, and you know, I'm gonna say this. I don't know what to think at this point. As a fan, I'm hoping that the story is legit. I mean, honestly, I'm hoping this story is truly legit. That it's for real. You know, because that's what I'm looking for. I mean, I'm so tired of seeing all of these family type angles that only are there for a short period of time, and then it gets squashed after that, and it's back to the same old bullshit. You know, I'm hoping that Jason Jordan is truly Kurt Angle's real son. I mean, because look at everything that Kurt Angle has done. Kurt Angle is an Olympic gold medalist. Kurt Angle has held every single championship in WWE and TNA wrestling and so forth. Kurt Angle is unquestionably one of the greatest superstars, one of the most tremendous athletes of all time. We can all agree upon that. And he's a great general manager. A great general manager. But for him to be a part of this storyline with Jason Jordan, now, there's no denying what this guy Jason Jordan can do. He's a tremendous athlete. He pretty much does the same exact thing as Kurt Angle. And is, you know, to me, and all of us have seen this. I mean, we've seen many memes about this before, where we would see American Alpha alongside with Kurt Angle. I mean, that's the new Team Angle right there. That's what everyone sees, you know? So now leads to question. I mean, is this story for real? So far, I'm getting a lot of responses saying, oh, that's not really Kurt Angle's son. I mean, it's just a storyline. It's just an angle. It'll go on. And then there are other people on this side that are thinking, oh, well, damn, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, look at the way Jason Jordan, look how he wrestles. He wrestles like Kurt Angle, but he's black. And, you know, it's a bunch of things. There's so many things that are wrong. You don't know whether to cheer for it or boo it or like, okay, where's this going? The whole point of the matter is this. As a wrestling fan, I dig how this goes. I really do. But I'm hoping that this story is legit. I'm not going to go ahead and just take my word for it and just say, okay, all this shit's fake. Nobody cares. This storyline will be dropped before you know it. I'm hoping this is real. And I hope that it leads somewhere. And I want to let everybody know on this. as much as I would love to see American Alpha stay as a tag team, they're really not getting anywhere just yet. They're not even getting anywhere on SmackDown. So the best move, and I think there's some people that are going to agree or disagree or however you want to call it, I think it is best that Jason Jordan remain on Raw and Chad Gable remain on SmackDown. And understand this, both athletes are tremendous. Both athletes are great. I mean, there's not a lot of tag teams out there that have two real competitive individuals and go on and win titles. I mean, think about it. Think of the Rockers, for example. The Rockers, they were a great tag team, right? But Shawn Michaels went ahead and moved on to bigger and better things. And where's Marty Jannetty at? He didn't really do much in his career, did he? What about the Hart Foundation? The legendary Bret the Hitman Hart and Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Look at that tag team. I mean, you had Bret the Hitman Hart, the best there was, the best there was, and the best there ever will be, win every single championship in WWE and in WCW. Retired in the WWE Hall of Fame. Where's Jim the Anvil Neidhart in all this? Where is he? And then another tag team that I could possibly think of would be the British Bulldogs. The British Bulldogs. Think about that tag team. Davey Boy Smith had went on to proceed, win Intercontinental Gold, and did tremendous for himself all on his own. What about the Dynamite Kid? What about the Dynamite Kid? Where's his career gone? There's a lot of tag teams out there, great tag teams that have split and done other things. That have, went on and won championships, have won gold, have won everything that they could. Now, American Alpha won NXT Gold. American Alpha had won SmackDown Tag Team Gold. And I know that there's a lot of people that want to still see American Alpha stay as a team, but I think it would be better if they separated. I think Jason Jordan is going to do tremendous for himself on Monday Night Raw. And I think Chad Gable will do a whole lot better on SmackDown. And then maybe one day, Chad Gable and Jason Jordan will get back together as a tag team. Because to me, American Alpha just needs to split for right now and let them go their separate ways and let them go out there and become the best that this industry has ever seen. Let them do what they have to do. Jason Jordan has got a good coach in Kurt Angle. I see big things happening for Jason Jordan in the near future. I see him winning not only Tag Team Gold, maybe Intercontinental Gold, maybe the Universal title. Who knows? And who knows, maybe he can put up some good matches for matches like Roman Reigns versus Jason Jordan. Or Samoa Joe taking on Jason Jordan. How about Finn Balor against Jason Jordan? And I gotta call it like I see it. How about Brock Lesnar versus Jason Jordan? That would be something. That would be tremendous. And Chad Gable, he already had a good matchup against AJ Styles. I like to see him against, say, Kurt Angle. I'm not Kurt Angle, I'm sorry. I'd like to see him go up against Kevin Owens. Or how about Shinsuke Nakamura? Or Baron Corbin. Any of those guys. But my opinion, one thing's for certain. This whole thing with Kurt Angle and Jason Jordan being his son, well, it is what it is for right now, but I'm hoping the storyline is for real. I'm hoping this storyline is real. Because if it's just another one of those ridiculous long-lost brother, sister, father stories, and it ends up being buried and smashed and killed and thrown out the fucking window, then what the fuck was the point of even putting that shit on anyway? Why can't you just let Jason Jordan be himself and bring him in Raw and be over with, alright? Don't make up some story where he's Kurt Angle's son, he's black, it's going to get a race joke all over the place on Facebook, on Twitter, and Instagram, and it's going to be the laughing stock of everything that goes on. So, my reaction is, as everyone else's, what the hell just happened? Much like this show right here on the Main Event Talk, what the hell just happened? You know? But oh my God, it's just, I don't know what to say. I mean, all I can say is, I love Kurt Angle. He's still one of the greatest wrestlers to ever come out. He was inducted in the Hall of Fame and so forth. And, the Main Event can't wait to see how all this goes out and everything, So, well, guys, I'm going to probably go ahead and cut it off right now because, as I can tell, it's live. There's a few people watching. There's a few other viewers that are probably already done with me for right now. So, I'm going to go ahead and get myself ready and go to sleep right now. So, once again, Kurt Angle's son, Jason Jordan, has been revealed. And I'm hoping we see some big things happening with Jason Jordan on WWE Raw. So, right now, before I go ahead and leave, I want to go ahead and mention, I got to cut a few promos, get them out of the way so that way we can, get this over with and stuff. You guys know about what's going to happen this coming Sunday. Live as it happens on the WWE Network. The Battleground pay-per-view is going to take place, and we all know the matches are going to happen for the WWE Championship, a Punjabi prison match. Jinder Mahal will defend his WWE Championship against the Viper Randy Orton. I'm hoping this feud comes to an end. I do not know if Randy Orton is going to win. I personally hope he does a little bit because, well, to me, this whole thing with Jinder Mahal is already about to come to an end, and it's going to come to an end at a very slow death. So let's see how this goes. Also, possibly for the United States Championship, you guys know the whole story about AJ Styles last week. He won the United States Championship. My man, AJ Styles, the new United States Champion, and he is going to defend that championship against the other face of America, Kevin Owens. Oh yeah. And then the flag match is going to take place at Battleground. Rusev to go one-on-one against John Cena in a flag match. Whoever wins this flag, the only way to win is by their, get their opponent's flag off the top of the rope, and then you win the match. That's how it goes. And there's also a fatal five-way match to determine who will be the #1 contender to take on Naomi for the Women's Championship. It's going to be Lana, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Tamina, and Natalya. That's all going to take place at Battleground coming up this Sunday live on the WWE Network, and the main event. Cannot wait for that. And also, besides that promo, besides getting that out of the way, Monday Night Raw coming up next Monday. We already saw SmackDown. It's going to come up next Tuesday. Lucha Underground is coming tomorrow night in the main event. Cannot wait to see the Cuero Cup continue. Of course, Impact Wrestling or Global Force Wrestling or whatever it takes place, on there. Check that out as well. And also NXT. I had a chance to see NXT last week, and I found out about Bobby Fish being on NXT. I saw him for the first time in NXT, and I was like, wow. I'm so glad that Bobby Fish is over there. And also, I'm very interested to know about this whole thing with the Mae Young Classic. 32 women are competing in there, including a few that I know that are Facebook friends of mine that have appeared in that tournament. And all I know is I'm hoping that they do well, and I hope they succeed, and I hope they get an opportunity to win a WWE contract. It's going to be tremendous. Also, besides that, let's see, what else can we talk about? Oh, and I got to get it out of the way. This coming Thursday, July 20th, the main event player is going to be at Brewster Street Ice House, and you want to know why? Because my good friend Shattered Sun are going to be performing alongside with my other good friends of Serpents and Saviors. And it's going to be a tremendous show to check out. It's going to be $5 at the door. Check it out when you can, guys. And also, an appearance by the legendary Chuck Billy of Testament will be there as well. And the main event, cannot wait to be there because I'm going to show up. I'm going to be there. I'm going to show up at Brewster Street Ice House coming up this Thursday. And I will show up, go over there, see my boy Shattered Sun, see my friends of Serpents and Saviors, and then shake Chuck Billy's hand like I did the last time I saw him 3 years ago. The main event, cannot wait for it. It's going to be great. See you guys at Brewster Street. I hope to see you guys there as well. And C101 plans on being there as well. So it should be tremendous. Get their new CD when it happens. I can't wait to get it, and I know you guys can't wait to get it either. So I'm out of here, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the rest of this. Go inside, go eat a little bit, and that's about it. So thank you guys for watching this episode of the Main Event Talk live as it's happening right here on Facebook Live. And as you guys know, my birthday was this past Sunday. I turned the big 4-0. I'm a 40-year-old man, and I don't even feel like I'm 40. So once again, thank you for watching. this episode of the Main Event Talk. I will see you guys real soon. Hopefully we'll talk about Battleground, and also, and I've been wanting to do this for a while as well, and I want to get you guys up to speed with this, because I am going to make one attempt to do an episode of the Main Event Talk. And this Main Event Talk episode, this next one coming up soon, will have a lot to do with the greatest battle that I've wanted to see. And I don't care if I have to put these two in the same Facebook page. I'm talking about the battle involving Jim Cornette and Vince Russo. That's right, you heard me. I'm going to put Vince Russo and Vince Russo and Jim Cornette on my same Main Event Talk Live. I'm not saying I'm going to have them here in person. I'm saying I'm going to tag them, I'm going to put them on there, and I'm going to give my point of view of both gentlemen. Which one I like, which one I hate. I think you'll know how this goes. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. Thank you for watching, and like I said before, if you guys want to see the main event, go to Brewster Street Ice House this coming Thursday, July 20th. Shattered Sun will have their CD release party happening alongside with the Serpents and Saviors, and a few other bands are going to take place. And I can't wait to hear the new CD, and I know you guys can't wait to hear the new CD too. It's going to be slamming. Of course, Chuck Billy of Testament, the legendary Chuck Billy of Testament, will be there, and all will be right with the world. So guys, I'm out of here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time on the flip side. Why? Because I can and I want to. Any questions? Enough said. Oh, it's true. It's damn true.